Hey, hello everyone. This is Karriem, Kanston, the encourager. I'm here to motivate you in your life, in your career, in your business. Listen, I want to talk to you about the power of your story, part two. I want to talk to you about the power of your story, part two. And so, if you coming on this live stream, if you're replaying this, thank you very much. If you could share and put in the comment section hashtag your story, let people know that you're watching. Let people know that we're talking about the power of your story. Also, at the end of the segment, I want you all to go to my website, KarriemKanston.com, and sign up for a free hour of personal advisement with me. You can be anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world. Thank you very much. Hey, what's up, Sister Veronica? Thanks for coming on. We're talking about the power of your story, part two. And so I'm going to give you the points from what I talked about from part one. And so, do you have a story? Put that in the comment section. Yes, you have a story. Do you have a story to tell? And so, I want to share with you that you have a story to tell to encourage somebody else. All right, you have a story to tell to encourage somebody else. And so, listen, at the end of this broadcast, I want you to go to my website, sign up for 1 hour of personal advisement. But let me give you the points from yesterday. All right. The points from part one here about the power of your story. So your test should equal the testimony. All right. What you're going through, the trials you're going through, the successes in your life, the burdens that you have faced, the things that you have dealt with. Actually, your tests are a testimony. So listen, thank you all for coming on. Let us know where you're watching from, what city, what state, what country. I'm giving a point from part one of the power of your story. Point number two was that someone needs to hear your story. Someone needs to hear how you got over, how you made it through, how you obtain success in your career, your business, your life. That are about how other people got over. All right. And so it doesn't make a difference who you are, what role you play. You don't have to be in a high level position at a job or a business. You just need to be able to access people and tell them about your story. And so point number three from part one was that you need to encourage to motivate people. You have to encourage people and motivate them to start taking action towards their destiny, start taking action during their life, start taking action towards their purpose, start taking action towards their dreams. And you are the person that needs to tell their story to motivate people and encourage people. I don't know what you've been through, but you have a story to tell that somebody else needs to hear your story. All right. And so listen, you just got to say, listen, I'm going to tell my story. I'm just saying, listen, I don't know about you, but you might think that your story might not impact people, but I am here on social media because someone told me that I needed to tell my story. I needed to actually broadcast to other people and let them know that somebody else has been through some issues, but this is how I got over it. And so listen, you know what? You have to tell your story. I don't know if you are a person that, you're working right now, you're not working, what's going on, but listen, you might need to lean over to somebody right now and tell them, listen, I got a story to tell you, right? And so listen, there's people that are waiting to hear your story, but you actually are scared to tell your story, but because you think somebody might actually tell your story. Listen, tell my story. Listen, I hear it all the time when I talk about how I was raised, talked about how I got out of Queens, New York, how I went to college, how I attained 3 degrees, how I've been through some struggles in my life, how I've gotten over certain mounds of debt in my life. So listen, I don't care if you talk about me, but somebody's going to hear the story and be impacted. All right. So listen, you need to tell, like Sister Veronica said, I need to tell the story about how I got over and how Jesus impacted my life. Listen, people need to hear that story, right? And so people need to hear your story, how you got over, because there's somebody else that is going through that same thing. All right. So listen, let me give you the points from part two. All right. one, point number one for part two about the power of your story, you have to be passionate. Listen, you have to be passionate about telling your story. You might need to grab somebody by the hand one day and say, listen, you're going through that issue. Let me tell you how I got over. Let me tell you how I made it through the divorce, how I made it through the passing of my loved one, how I made it through losing my job, how I made it through losing my house, losing my car, right? How I made it through with actually I had a dream and a passion to do something great and I did it. And this how I did it. Listen, people need to hear your story. So listen, let me know where you're watching from. Also, for those that are coming on, listen, do you have a story to tell to motivate somebody? If you do, you just put yes in the comment section, right? Just put yes in the comment section. So point number one from the power of your story part two is that you have to be passionate. You got to be so excited to tell your story that people look at you and say, well, tell me. And listen, you know what? It is a great thing when you're telling your story about how you got over. Point number two is that you have to be prepared to tell your story. Have you had seen people before, they're given a microphone, they're about to get an interview and then they have nothing to say. They're not prepared to tell their story. So you should be prepared to tell your story. You might want to have 3 bullet points, 2 bullet points, 5 bullet points, and say, listen, my name, so this is what I do. Every time I come on, I say, my name is Karriem Kanston, the encourager. I'm here to motivate you and inspire you in your life, in your career, in your business. All right. That is my intro. And that is the preparation that I prepared for to tell my story, to motivate you and inspire you while you're listening. Listen, give me a thumbs up, share this post with other people. Also, once again, let us know where you're watching this from. I want to thank you all for being part of this, watching this video, this live stream. If you're going to replay it, also, thank you very much. Listen, you got to be prepared to tell your story. I don't know what your story is. I don't know what you've been through. I don't know what your experiences have been. I don't know what you're facing right now, but the trial and the hell that you're going through and how you got over should be told to somebody else to motivate them. I'm just saying, listen, you think that you're the only one that should hear this story, but there's somebody else that needs to hear your story so they could get through that trial or that tribulation themselves. I'm just saying, listen, hey, Sister Veronica, you ready? Listen, so guess what? I'm going to invite you on to one of my posts and you're going to tell your story. So you say you're ready, I'm going to put you on there. Right? So, you better be prepared because I'm going to ask you one day to come on live and tell your story. I'm going to give you some time to do that. So be ready. All right. And point number 3 is that you have to be purposeful. You have to be purposeful. That means that you have to have a purpose in telling your story. So the reason why I talk about how I got over $1 million in debt, because I know that there are people that are struggling with the same type of things in their life about debt. They're about to lose their mind. They're about to lose everything and lose their health and be depressed because they don't know what to do about debt. So listen, let me tell you a story. While I was working out my $1 million in debt, I had a couple come to me and said, listen, we're about to lose our mind and maybe get a divorce over $3,000. I said, listen, let me tell you my story. And when I told them the story, actually it blew their mind. And they were like, wow, I am so surprised that, you're a person that went through, but you got over. And so listen, I want to tell you that you have the opportunity to get over stuff, right? You have the opportunity to make changes in your life. You have the opportunity to do great things, but you have to do it yourself. Stop waiting around for somebody else to actually deliver you from the issue. You're going to have to actually take the action, make the movement like you never made movement before. I'm just saying, listen, you know what? You got to have purpose. You got to have joy. You got to have greatness in you. You have to say enough is enough. I'm tired of being in the situation that I'm in, and actually I'm going to do something about it. So listen, let me recap these things for you. You have to be passionate. to tell your story. You have to be prepared to tell your story, and you have to be purposeful. Listen, anyone have any questions? Anyone have any comments that you want me to talk about while you have this opportunity? Listen, you have to share your story. All right. So thank you, Sister Veronica, for posting those comments. Listen, I want to play. I want to play a quick soundbite for you all, and this is from my good friend Ty Tribbett. You gotta have joy after all you've been through. You gotta have joy after you've been through the hell. After you've been through the craziness, you gotta have joy. Listen, you gotta have joy in your mouth, joy in your heart, and joy in your day that you made it through. And sometimes you got to throw your hands up and say, listen, I made it through. I got joy. I'm happy today. I got it. I'm making it through. And so listen, I don't know about you, but I'm happy for you today. I'm joyful for you today that you have greatness in you. So be glad and be happy that you were made for a purpose on purpose. Woo, listen. I'm just happy for you right now. Listen. The sun is shining today. No matter if you're in a storm, the sun is shining today. No matter what you're going through, the sun is shining. You be the light in the darkness in somebody's situation. Somebody that you know is going through, somebody that you know is struggling. How about you be the light? How about you be the one, instead of talking about the person, but you encourage them? Somebody right now needs food, needs clothes, needs shelter. How about you be the light and you provide the food, you provide the clothes, you provide the shelter? I'm just saying, listen, you got to be motivated. You got to be passionate. You got to be purposeful to tell your story. Listen, you know what? If you want to tell your story, listen, go to my website and KarriemKanston.com. You can fill out the contact form. You could, in the contact form, you could tell me just a quick piece about, your story. And then I'm going to invite you on. I'm not playing around with this thing. Listen, there's no tricks. There's no gimmicks. I'm not asking people to pay me money to tell their story. But listen, I want to invite you on a live interview, on a live feed that you can actually encourage other people. I'm just saying. Listen. In order to make movement, in order to motivate people, you're going to have to actually meet them where they are. All right. In order to inspire people, and in order to motivate them, you have to meet them where they are. Stop talking about how someone, they should have did this, they should have done that. I did it this way. How about you tell them how you did it? How about you tell them how you got over? So be inspired and be motivated today and tell somebody your story. Listen, this is Karriem Kanston, the encourager. I'm here to motivate you and inspire you in your life, in your career, in your business. Listen, don't be stressed today, but be blessed. I want to thank you all for watching. Talk to you all soon. You'll have a great day and make movement like you never made movement before.